Well, that's me, the anger and offended is very eager, although I technically only reviewed in zero, as that will be my final manga to review, and this is chapter 246. I'll try to be brief, although it's gonna be difficult. The Red Cave returning, so to speak, with some added twists in the whole part of it all. First off, a sexy cover page of all the ladies of Eden Zero posing in swimsuits. And so they are back in Red Cave, the planet where they swim adventure. Being above, this time there's very much big sunlight as well as many oceans as before. As we see the girls in their new swimsuit. I argue to say that Rebecca's new swimsuit looks even more sexy and dashing than before. And even Homer are commenting out that they may have been changed, even though they haven't been here for years. The gangs are in swimsuit, and Weiss is of course excited because now she can see the many different types of ladies. The love ladies, which he identifies which as, the sexy ladies, which he identifies which as, and the sporty ladies, which he identifies Valkyrie as. And well, Hermit doesn't really get a comment of, especially since he just calls her the kitty section. More of it all is kind of surprising that he calls Sister the sexy lady, because well. And why am I? Well, she is a dominatrix, so of course that's pink. It's just that she talks like a man, so I don't really know. I want to count her, even though it's very obvious that out of all the 4-star shrine maidens, she's much more forward with her sex appeal. So I guess it makes sense. And it's also revealed that Pino and Klein have become so close that now they even share the same kind of headpiece, which is cute. Given the fact that they both are the cutie of it all, it makes sense. And Moskov is being tormented by Sister as usual. And it's still pretty strange that, despite the fact that Sister has only shown visible attraction to ladies, I still don't exactly know why she wants to dominate Moscow. I mean, it's she's a brutal dominatrix and a sadist, so maybe that is no point of it all, but I guess it's just added thing of it all. So either way, while Valkyrie and Homura doesn't Beachy's sparring. Also, I have to say that Valkyrie's swimsuit is even more daring than Witch's, and they have improved it all. She cuts off Homer's bra. Of course, Valkyrie managed to cut off her panties of it all. After some more sexy deals of it all, we do get some more information of Hermit informing Rebecca that she was trying to look up Joker Helix, but had discovered not a single hit on Joker Helix. Apparently, Joker Helix has been deleted from every single information, and that means it's an exceptional programmer. The weird thing is that a program, when she says programmer, Rebecca gets a moment where she actually thinks of Professor Weiss, and we haven't seen Professor Weiss in a very, very, very long time. So what? Are you now informing us that Joker Helix actually is reformed changed Joker Helix, or are you saying that because he is an expert programming and machina maker changer that Void has somehow captured him and forced him to make Joker Helix? Well, I always did find it very strange that Professor Wise, who has Machina Maker, a skill that can visibly change the machine moments of everything, wasn't exactly used by Dark Siggy or anything else. So yeah, who knows? And so they are, and also, which is still being the very, I don't really know, kind of modesty. You know, where she doesn't really care about anything else. And we also get a nice callback to the first camera Red Cave, when the particles in the sky happens and Rebecca records it. The ship tease is real between her and Shiki. And so a ship begins to land. almost in a similar scene to when Andrew's skeleton body crash landed. The Nadia Andrew story, that was actually very beautiful in Red Cave, even although a lot of people do not really like Red Cave because it really didn't really provide anything other than emotional weight. But now the biggest surprise of it all. As we arrive on the ocean, we see Holy, once again in her extremely sexy swimwear, and the Eraser in, well, his bodysuit that practically looks like he is naked. It is also here we finally begin to learn the real name. Ironically, Holy's real name is Arena. Why is that ironic? Well, because her design, sort of, and her name falls back on Rena, the character from Raymaster, who was also an antagonist force with a very sexy lady connected to a lancer of it all. And Eraser's real name is Hamrio. Still not exactly confirmed if he's a cyborg. But he then begins to wonder. But no, they still begin to question of how did they know the past world, and they all begin to reveal it as Holy, let's just call them by their aliases, opens let the water slide, revealing the biggest surprise in this universe. Well, not the biggest surprise, but the surprise that Nadia, who is indeed in Red Cave, is surprisingly not only still the guardian of the Mother Beacon, she is also the Interstellar Union Armor Director of Operations in the Aoi Cosmos. Also, she appears to not have her cable, meaning probably that the candle that holds the Mother Ether is still here. But there is not a single mentioning of Andrew, implying that they have met, but she's still with her catchphrase of an old model, and yes, she's still an android. So Homer asks Eraser how does she know about the last world as well, but Eraser confirms to them that we get that other worlds are a thing, but we have no way of knowing anything about them. In fact, not even the one who told us about the mutants can see into the other worlds. That is arguably something that is very surprising to me, because I always thought the Eye of God could actually see the other worlds, and how he phrases this is not exactly so clear in my English to understand. It seems to say that it seems to imply that yes, we do see now. Before I say that, we do get confirmation that Noah is indeed the one who appears, just as we suspected. But unlike in the previous worlds, he is actually the Interstellar Director of Operations in the Sakura Cosmos this time. And what Eraser says seems to imply that Noah told them about the other worlds, but he hasn't looked at the other worlds, meaning somewhat that he cannot see them or knowing what they happened, but he knows they exist. That seems kind of weak, not in power scaling, but more of the fact that the Eye of God could see all other worlds, meaning he could, predict something. It makes sense in a way he cannot see the other worlds, because Universe Zero is the world, the final world, all the universe converting into one. But it still doesn't confirm that if he cannot see them, then how does he know them? It really begs the question, but now we're getting some more info door. Of Nadia being the director of Aoi, and, Noah being the director of Sakura. So now begs the question, who is the director in Kaide? Wouldn't it be fun if it actually turns out it's Justice who is the director of that? And who will be the director in Yukino? I mean, we never saw it in Yukino Cosmos, but still. Either way, we may get some info dump. It was a longer review than I intended it to be. Again, it was mostly a fan service. The lore came into the end. Give me your thoughts if you have any.